Oh, there's an ad. I'll shut that down until the ad's gone. Let's see, how do people like my new camera positioning and the light? See how that goes. Hey, turn it. Let's go towards me more. Oh, yeah. See my head? I'm sitting up straight. Am I good? How's it look? Probably tilt it down a little bit. And if I lean back too far, I'm out of frame. All right, so we moved the camera around. We're trying something a little new. I'll probably be joining my Discord here in a few minutes. Let's see. Do I want to use this multi-chat? I think I will. Oh. Put it over here. We'll just have this up and post. There we go. We got our Rumble on Twitch going. If you haven't followed me on Twitch, please. I have the link down below in my profile on my X account. I have it down below here somewhere on my channel. Gonna mute this tab. Undo other tabs. Up. Undo other tabs. Too many noises. Yeah, and go to my channel. There we go. Yep. So if you scroll down here, I have my X link. Go right to it. Discord link should work as well if you would like to join the Discord server. But let's get into it today. We'll read the Bible verse first. That's what we're here for. What? Oh, you're watching your favorite streamer. Oh, I need to make sure. Yeah, I know. Just making sure. All right. So we're good over here. Can I pop this out? Just pop out the chat. But that minimizes it. Oh well. Then I can do, what do I want to control over here? I'll just pop this up when I want to. It's a big poop. Oh no, you okay? What happened? Did you hit this? Oh no, you hurt your knee on the floor? Oh no, let's fix them. Are they working now? Okay. You gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta go get your butt changed. Yeah. Alright, Rumble chat's going over here. So hopefully nothing crazy comes up today. That is a big hope. But who knows? Yeah, no crazy is always good. Big. It's just big poop. All right, Bible verse first. Let's say a prayer. Lord, please just give us the wisdom to deal with whoever we encounter today properly, Lord, that we just ask the right questions and just show them that you exist, Lord, and that you live through all of us and empower all of us, Lord, with the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right. So the Bible verse today, the verse of the day, Acts chapter 1. The promise of the Holy Spirit. Figured this was a good one. So in the first book of Theophilus, I have dealt with, let's turn the music down a little bit. I'll move this over. Minimize that. Sorry, getting distracted. I have dealt with all that Jesus began to do and teach until I lost. Until the day when he was taken up after he had given commands through the Holy Spirit to the apostles whom he had chosen. He presented himself alive to them after his suffering by many proofs, appearing to them during 40 days and speaking about the kingdom of God. And while staying with them, he ordered them not to depart from Jerusalem, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which he said, "You heard from me, for John baptized with water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days from now." So when they had come together, they asked him, "Lord, will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel?" He said to them, "It is not for you to know time or seasons that the Father has fixed by his own authority, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witness in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the end of the earth." And when he had said these things, as they were looking on, he was lifted up, and a cloud took him out of their sight. And while they were gazing into heaven, as he went, behold, two men stood by them in white robes, and said, "Men of Galilee, why do you stand looking into heaven? This Jesus who was taken up from you into heaven will come in the same way as you saw him go into heavens." So riding on the clouds. Matthias chosen to replace Judas. Then they returned to Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is near Jerusalem, a Sabbath day's journey away. And when they had entered, they went up to the upper room where they were staying, Peter and John and James, and Andrew, Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon the Zealot, and Judas the son of James. All these with one accord were devoting themselves to prayer together with the women and Mary the mother of Jesus and his brothers. In those days Peter stood up among the brothers. The company of persons was in all about 120, and said, "Brothers, the scripture had to be fulfilled, which the Holy Spirit spoke beforehand by the mouth of David concerning Judas, who became a guide to those who arrested Jesus. For he was numbered among us and was allotted his share in this ministry. Now this man acquired a field with the reward of his wickedness, and falling headlong..." Hang on, I'm reading the Bible. You gotta be quiet. Headlong, he burst open in the middle, and all his bowels gushed out. And it became known to all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the field was called in their own language Akeldama, that is, a field of blood. Let's share this ministry. Now this man acquired a field with the reward of his wickedness, and falling headlong, he burst open in the middle. Yeah. For it is written in the book of Psalms, "May his camp become desolate, and let there be no one to dwell in it. Let another take his office." So one of the men who have accompanied us during all the time that the Lord Jesus went in and out among us beginning from the baptism of John until the day when he was taken up from us. One of these men must become with us a witness to his resurrection. And they put forward two Joseph called Barsabas, who was also called Justus and Matthias. And they prayed and said, You, Lord, who know the hearts of all, show which one of these two you have chosen to take the place in this ministry and apostleship from which Judas turned aside to go to his own place. And they cast lots for them, and the lot fell on Matthias, and he was numbered with the 11th apostle. Cool. All right. Talk about today's news. I got a few posts bookmarked that I thought were interesting. Oh, he hangs himself. The rope breaks. Well, and then he falls and falls on a rock or something, and his guts spilled open. Like he literally got cut open, and his intestines and everything fell out. It is. What? What headlines? Oh yeah, I'm going to. That's some things I'm going to be reading over. That's some news for the day. All right, here we go. Just setting up all my secondary stuff. There we go. I think I got everything set up. Oh, okay. All right. I think we look good. So, mass arrests have begun. One leads to another to another. The DOJ has criminally charged 324 defendants, including 96 doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, and other licensed medical professionals in 50 federal districts and 12 state attorney general offices across the United States for their alleged participation in various healthcare fraud schemes, including over 14.6 billion in intended losses. Holy cow, that's a lot of money. So let's see what he has to say.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Gagliotti, and I'm the head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Thank you all for joining us today as we announce the largest coordinated healthcare fraud takedown in the history of the Department of Justice. Today marks a decisive moment in our fight to protect American taxpayers from fraudsters and to defend the integrity of America's healthcare system. We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation
A lot of people, a lot of doctors that made a lot of money.
Approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I don't know how true this one is. Trans teen who firebombed Tesla dealership faces 30 years in prison thanks to Pam Bondi. I mean, just like no expression on that person's face. I don't know if that's true or not, though. But if they firebomb Tesla, I agree they should get some long time. Politics is terrorism. What do we call it when ICE storms homes, separate families, and traumatizes entire communities over civil violations? Technically, they're getting people that have broken the federal law. All right, this lady, let's see what she's doing on the Senate floor.
Wealthy people on Medicaid, they don't want to lose access to health care. 1 out of 2 people in assisted living are actually on Medicaid. You know, when my dad was in assisted living, he had some savings. He was married 3 times, so a lot of that money had gone away. Better for talk about another time. But I knew the exact day that that savings was going to run out. I knew the exact saving day because I was going to move him over to a Catholic Charities place that actually took Medicaid, because that was the day that his Medicaid would kick in. And it gave me some solace, even though he was in a place that didn't take Medicaid, that I had a plan for him. I had a place for him to go. He worked hard his whole life. Grew up in a hard-scrabble mining town. He deserved to have the end of his life be a life of dignity. It's going to help wealthy people.
Okay, so this is Senator Amy Klobuchar. Klobuchar. Weird last name to pronounce. Sounds like a Dutch name. Was nearly in tears on the Senate floor over Medicaid cuts to illegal immigrants. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't feel like illegal immigrants should get the same benefits as naturalized Americans, migrant Americans, and born Americans. Just they don't deserve it. They broke the law coming in here. They aren't recorded being here illegally. They should not get any of these like benefits that Americans get. I don't know why they're trying to allow them to get that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Not at all. Thank you. It's probably like super hot. Yeah, I'll probably eat it later, but it's fine to stay there. Cool off. Oop, another good one. Greta. Greta the Goblin. No, that's what the internet calls her. So, chanting for free Palestine in another language, I'm sure, inciting Islamic mobs in Europe. Who pays her for this? That is true. Why didn't she end up going to Gaza, doing the march to Gaza or whatever that's stuck in Egypt right now? Because Egypt hates Gaza and the Palestinian people. Most of the Islamic and Arab countries do not want to deal with them whatsoever. That's been the issue that's been going on for past 8 years. They're just letting Israel deal with them. Either the Palestinians are going to win and kill all the Israelis, meaning everybody that's living as a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim or even an atheist in Israel. They're going to wipe them all out and take the land back. That was kind of the point of Gaza, to be a thorn in the side of Israel. Which, you know, they have been. This is a good one. Over 15 Hamas terrorists have gathered for a salary payout meeting in Gaza City. And then they got a bomb dropped on them. I wrote, what did I write? I made a comment. Yeah. Hamas will say 50 civilians and 30 children were killed and 400 people injured. Israel's pretty good at direct strikes. I think we learned that from Iran and how they dealt with a lot of the Iranian strikes, dealing with the involved leaders and politicians of the Iranian government and the nuclear scientists. They know how to do precision strikes. I did see a pretty cool video. I wonder if I could find it again. Where they ended up closing up the tunnels that were underneath all these houses, and it literally collapsed every last house. That was because the tunnels ran all along the house, or the row of houses, and actually curved out to another row of houses. And when they collapsed that tunnel, it collapsed the houses. You're wondering why there's so much destruction in Gaza. It's because instead of building infrastructure for their the people that live there, they built a tunnel instead, and didn't even let the civilians use it as a bomb shelter. Oh, this is a good one. Let's watch this.
Step out of the property or you're going in handcuffs. Ma'am, did you hear what I said? Off the property. Out of the parking
Sidewalk. If you come back onto this property, sidewalk or parking lot, you go to jail.
Motherfucker, bro, you are ridiculous. I was using the bathroom and I have
It doesn't
medical
matter.
issues.
Other people need to use the bathroom.
I know my rights.
You have no rights on private
She
property.
knows her rights.
You have to leave.
It's not private property.
Yes, it is.
It's a public restaurant.
It is a private entity.
You know what?
She knows them.
This is your last chance. Leave
Yeah, I do. I need to work on that. I'm pretty lazy in the the rewards part of the channel.
In their parking lot. Still in the parking lot.
And who's the manager?
I know my rights.
Okay.
How's your day going, Maz?
You're gonna get hit by a car.
In the bathroom.
I mean, it's good for her to use the bathroom, but it's not staying for that bathroom.
Okay. As of right now, do you want her to leave the property? Okay. Now, this is the manager. She's asking you to leave. All right? As of right now, you need to leave the property. I'm going to tell you this one last time. If you don't leave, you're going to go in handcuffs.
You're gonna get arrested.
Thank you so much for letting me handle my medical issues. What is your name?
Officer Charles.
Charles and Nicholas. Thank you for not helping me.
Okay.
You do not know how to.
medics. You want to go to the hospital? We'll call the medics for
I don't need the medics.
Okay, well, then you
I
need to leave
was
the property.
handling my issues. I'm going to school.
Yep, the kids do the same
No
thing.
matter how long it takes. If I'm an hour, there's
Not bad. Just been sleeping half of the day away.
Why?
Medicine knocks me out too good.
Okay, and if I was buying something, that's
They can deny
allowed.
you service.
So can I get my food
No.
No. At this time, they
that
don't
I
want your
paid
service.
for?
Nope. They don't want you
They
back
don't
on
want
their
your
property.
Dum, dum,
You come back, you go to jail.
You don't even know my name.
We don't need to know your name. If you come back, you're going to
You
jail.
don't know my name.
We know your
Back.
face. It's recorded.
I know my rights, and y'all are fucking ridiculous, and I'm going to report you
All right.
right now.
I've done this in the bathroom at school.
Moments later, the young woman chooses to return to the restaurant bathroom and locks herself inside once more. But this
Yeah,
time,
probably.
the
I'll eat some
outcome is
more.
very different.
Did you guys allow her? I'm saying, did you guys allow her? Because you guys,
It's some heavy stuff.
She's saying no.
I like how they blur the camera out when they go in to get her out of the bathroom.
What are you doing?
Don't fight.
Done. arrested. She was warned. You want to see something disgusting? A rat running around in Walmart. It's a rat. It's attacking this family. Oh no. What? They let Biden. It's funny. Yeah, you could. Well, if I don't like myself, nobody else will, so gotta do that first. Sorry, do that on this video too. Where am I? Oh, this one hits home with me. Our neighbor always lets her dog out on without a leash. And maybe you can see her, maybe you can't. Probably not. That's my doggo right there. Probably you. Let's see. That's my doggo. Begging for pizza. And she does not like other dogs. Or people. Yeah, likes me. Yeah, she does not like people. Or guy dogs, really. I guess it's all dogs. Oh, don't even. So yeah, this guy is walking his dog around without a leash. It comes over, the guy kicks it off of his dog, and then they get into a fist fight over it. Stupid, but relatable. This is a bunch of people that love, but are the meanest and rudest. As mean as they can be. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get in those. Oh, good victory day. IDF doing IDF stuff and leading out a bunch of captured Hamas terrorists. This is how they dressed in plain clothes. And then this is just sick. Disrespectful. Can't even believe the church has pride flags on it, but you know, that is the way some churches are nowadays.
Socialism, and obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that, but making sure that what the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that, but making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment that they have, at every which opportunity that they are given. We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of ceasing the means of production, where we do not have the same level of support at this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other.
Yeah, she hasn't even taken it.
Meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem, because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that over time we can bring people to that issue. The ramifications of victory here is the difference between life and death for so many of our brothers, sisters, and family beyond the binary across this borough of Queens. It's the difference between having cash bail anymore or not. It's the difference between having sex work be decriminalized and not.
Yep, nope.
And with every
This dude
battle
wants sex work
fighting as socialists,
decriminalized.
we need to
He wants to
remember what the
turn New York
stakes are
City into a cesspool. That's what he wants.
and ground ourselves in them, and why
Sex
those
work
stakes are important and
decriminalized,
critical
meaning
to
like
us.
prostitution and all that decriminalized. Oh, and this is what I was talking about yesterday. This is Muslim talking about what I was talking about.
Right? And in Stockholm, if you have 10% Muslim, I was in the city of Malmö. Malmö is spelled with an O, but it's pronounced Malmö. And they said that if the Swedish population maintains its negative and the Muslim population maintains, Muslims have, mashallah, the average of what, 5, 6, 7 kids, right? The average, mashallah. That's for secret weapon, I say. That
See, he said secret weapon.
This is the halal secret weapon, guys, huh? So nobody take the video and miss it. Halal secret weapon. It's not our fault we have more kids, guys. You want to do whatever you want to do. It's all halal, alhamdulillah. So if the projection continues, I was told by one of the local counselors there that within one generation, it is very likely
He wants to
that
attack
this
Islam.
city will almost be half Muslim. Because this city is just not there. The locals are not reproducing. It's not our fault. I mean, it's not, I don't know why they're getting irritated at us. It's not our fault we're having kids, right? So it's not even, so the point is what's going to happen to the majority? Now, finish off on this negative note. You know the Swedish Quran burning. You're hearing this happening, right? I passed by the place where the guy did it. And he did it in a district of Malmö that is 90% Muslim.
90% Muslim in Sweden. In one area of Sweden, it is 90% Muslim. So what the guy was saying, you weren't on point or on topic with whatever with what you were talking about. He's talking about the breeding thing. How that Sweden is in a negative childbirth. Like the Swedes. Muslims are having like 5 to 7 kids. And they have multiple wives, so they can do that. Like, each wife has 3 kids. Some of them have multiple wives. It's allowed anyway. So they're producing more kids born into the Muslim faith, and they're not allowing them to experience like any. It's a Muslim community, or that's Muslim is Muslim. That's all you're living with. And then the threat of leaving Islam is death. Like, if you're a Muslim and you decide to leave, you're an apostate and can be killed. It's halal, meaning good, holy or allowed to kill somebody. Like, there's I have a couple YouTube videos saved that I wanted to bring up and show, because it's one guy that was a Muslim and is talking about how he has been threatened in debates by Muslims that he's debating, that he is like able to be killed, and these guys want to be present and either do it or watch somebody kill him. It's not a religion of peace by any means. Yeah, it's no tolerance. No, they don't want you to debate, because the moment you question it, the moment you start questioning Islam, that's the moment it starts falling apart. It is only defendable by lying. There's no truths in Islam whatsoever. Even like, ask them about how a woman gets impregnated. Like, it's the anatomy and everything they believe is completely wrong, and it's written that Allah says it's this way. And since their book is written by Allah, he should know better. Should not go against natural science.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They disagree with how reproductive systems?
In the book, most Muslims don't even know what's in their book.
They don't.
No, they read it in Arabic. That doesn't mean they understand Arabic. Or they just say their prayers, do their alms. Some Muslims do, but some don't. Some just like are completely surprised or are only taught like the good parts, especially like new Muslims. They're only like shown the nice stuff. Because there's some like okay stuff like give alms to the poor and doing prayers and this and that. But you get into the miracles of Islam, there aren't any. Muhammad never did any miracles except for like split the moon in two or something like that at one point. No, like an anime movie, like split the moon in two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. I think that was it. Oh yeah, and then a pride parade with Iranian flags. If only they had a clue. And this is the Palisades where the fire was. Like all these are burnt down. It doesn't look like they're doing any rebuilding or anything. Is that a car driving? Maybe one car coming through? Yeah, on the main street. Crazy. All gone. The trees are blooming though, it's weird. It's good, but I like giving her a treat. That's all. Hey. For all those saying that the aid centers aren't doing any good. Here's videos from it. They're saying, I love you, Trump. I love you, Donald. For a U.S. Mercenary group assisting with handing out food. And ISIS kidnapped people. I thought ISIS was done with. I thought they pretty much got destroyed. 50-year-old ISIS terrorist raped great girls as young as 7 and 8 years old because they are virgins, and it's allowed in Sharia law to humiliate and rape non-Muslim women who have been taken as sex slaves. ICC did an act for Yazidis.
Cool. Now, so let's answer this one. Sheikh, this is a question where no imam has ever answered me, and always avoid this question.
Oh, we're not gonna avoid it. Go ahead.
How is have intimacy? Nice English there. How is have intimacy with a slave not adultery and halal, but having intimacy with a non-slave adultery?
That's an easy question. If no imam's been able to answer that, I don't know which imams you've been hanging out with. Maybe because it's a trick question. How is... Let's take it back a step. When you have an intimate relationship with your wife, or a woman with her husband, is that adultery? Well, no. Why is it not adultery? Because Allah made it halal. That's why. Right? Why is it that if somebody is not married and they have intimate relations, marital relations, that's considered zina, adultery, because Allah made that haram? That is the line between halal and haram. Zina and not zina, adultery and not adultery, right? So, Allah made the spousal relations between a husband and wife halal. And Allah made that those people taken under war, not regularly under war,
Under war.
captives who were trying to kill you, that now you're going to support and keep in your house and spend on and treat well, that this is like a wife. This is somebody who you can have those relationships with. So if Allah made it halal, that is not zina. That is not adultery, because Allah made it halal. That's the line. Such an easy question, and try to make it seem like as if it's difficult.
Good.
Easy question, but a disturbing answer. Oh yeah, and this guy, the I eat my hands with, or food with my hands, because I lived in a third world country, and it's like he doesn't do it all the time. He eats with a fork and a knife. That was just a show put on. Just a political show this guy is. Oh, this is good. This guy did awesome.
Two giant oceans around us, a gigantic nuclear arsenal. The idea that anyone can even convince you that Iran poses some threat to the United States of America.
Oceans and nuclear weapons will keep us safe. Really? The reason this idiocy is so effective is because the America First cult can't comprehend the simple fact that
Okay,
yes,
baby.
America is on a different continent,
Enjoy your mummy
but
time.
a different planet. Like, what do you think once Iran is armed with
I
nuclear
love you too.
weapons and it arms Hezbollah and the Houthis?
If you want to
Iran,
take one of the
alliances with
tablets or
Russia,
something and listen in, you can.
China, they're just going to be like, yeah,
I know, I could give you my phone, I could give you the tablet.
I mean,
I have it up right now on both.
The fact
You don't
that
need to,
did
I'm just,
something this idiotic.
you don't have to.
9/11. I mean, America did have nuclear weapons during 9/11, and I'm pretty sure there were oceans as well. Oh, and
Okay.
oceans weren't effective during Pearl Harbor as well. You know, they don't do much once you fly over them. And nuclear weapons would have done nothing either. And the thing that is in common with both 9/11 and Pearl Harbor is that they demonstrate that oceans and nuclear weapons are totally useless when you use a combination of intent and element of surprise,
Mm-hmm.
which have both been around since antiquity. When someone
And the
has
fact that
intent to destroy you,
it-
and a
the other thing is Islam is so massive and so widespread that they don't care. They know the religion will go on, and they can, like, Iran could destroy half of America or whatever, or all of Israel, and then get retaliated on with a nuke by, say, America. And sure, it would destroy most of Iran, but it's such a high population that some of the extreme Islamists would survive.
I'm pretty sure that chanting death to America as a policy is more than enough to understand their intent. When someone has intent to destroy you, they will overcome any
Idiot.
obstacle you throw at them,
Yep.
including oceans and a nuclear weapon. However, the most
Well, Iran was working on an intercontinental ballistic missile, which, you know, oceans don't do much against them, unfortunately.
dangerous force in the world. The only thing that is more lethal than nuclear weapons and will cross through oceans in milliseconds and overcome intent, an element of surprise. The most deadly, the most powerful force in the world, as you have so elegantly demonstrated, is weaponized stupidity.
That is good. Weaponized stupidity. Oh. 5 months after being released from captivity, Lyria Albag returns to serve in the IDF. She was one of the captured Israelis by Hamas, and she's returning to fight with the IDF. She thinks that, I mean, I agree, Hamas needs to be eliminated. And unfortunately, they pull the women and children into the buildings with them, basically, and they can hold them at gunpoint. I mean, there could be 5 terrorists and 2 or 3 women or children. And the other thing I have an issue with is they don't... It is known that they use children, have children soldiers, basically. The 17, 16-year-olds are fighting with Hamas, like, and are becoming casualties of war, but are being claimed to be civilians. They're putting them in that children number, and it's a complete inflation. And I'll talk about it in a minute after I finish this feed. I don't think there's anything else left. Oh, yep, this man told me that he was more English than me. He said that he's lived in this country for 50 years, and then he proceeds to tell us that we should wear a hijab. He's not English. whatsoever. I believe that's it. Poland looks awesome. This is big news. This is the guy that was leaking the information from the Pentagon to the news about that early report on the Purdue bunker buster. Just the initial report he leaked. Oh yeah, and if anybody doesn't know what socialism is, Nazi Germany is almost a perfect example of the end goal of socialism, because they did that. Oh, I wanted to double check this. Has Bernie ever actually done anything in office? So we'll look that up. What has Bernie Sanders actually done in office? A lot of people love him because of the way he talks, and I get it. He offers a lot of great ideas, but number one, how is it going to be paid for? Which is probably excessively tax the rich. Which only either drives them out of the country or like just makes them lower wages. Or increase the cost. Yep, socialism. Democratic socialism. That's so smart. He forgot stop, drop, and roll. Yep. Agrees. This lady goes, this is hard to separate. I know it is. Hamas terrorists fight and die in civilian clothing. If they are younger than 20, they are children. I say 17, 16. They wear military uniform only during ceasefire to show force. Many of them are also UNRWA UN workers or journalists. I think I had a video showing proof of that, but I think we're done on there. Let's look up. So the suspect in the Idaho firefighter killings is identified as the 20-year-old. His name was Wes Rowley, 20 years old. Sad kid, had a bunch of life ahead of him and decided, who knows why, to kill these firefighters, set up this ambush. One firefighter's in critical condition from what I understand. 2 of them were killed. Killed 2 firefighters. Rescue Sunday while they responded to a brush fire on the Canfield Mountain. 1:21 p.m. and reported they were being shot at by 2 p.m. Fighting for their life in the hospital. Yeah, so it could be 3. Unfortunate. We're very unfortunate. We should we're praying for those families and just asking God to watch over them. This is horrible. Yeah, there's no motive for the shooting. All right, Grok. So I had to ask Grok a couple of interesting questions. We really wanted to find out, in previous conflicts, has Hamas ever been found lying? And I asked them to please list all of those circumstances or instances. So, 2005, Hamas rally explosion in Gaza. During a Hamas rally in 2005, an explosion killed 20 Palestinians. Hamas initially claimed that this was a deliberate Israeli bombing and used it as a justification for retaliatory rocket attacks on Israeli cities. Later investigations revealed the explosion caused by an accident involving Hamas's own munitions during the rally, not an Israeli attack. Hamas eventually acknowledged their internally, but used the initial claims to justify escalatory actions. I don't have the source. This includes highlights incident highlights Hamas's use of false narrative to shift blame and rally. Okay. 2008 to 2009 Gaza war operation cast lead. Casualty figures. Does that sound familiar? Claim during Operation Cast led, I guess, or lead. I'm not sure what it is. Hamas reported that fewer than 50 of the approximately 1,400 Palestinians killed in Gaza were combatants, implying the vast majority were civilians. This figure was widely cited, including in early UN reports. Over a year later, in an interview with the London-based Al Hayat newspaper, Hamas's interior minister admitted that the number of combatant deaths was significantly higher, aligning more closely with Israeli Defense Forces' estimates of around 600 to 700 combatants killed. This admission suggests Hamas had deliberately underreported combatant casualties to exaggerate civilian deaths and betray Israel's action as disproportionately targeting civilians. Familiar, huh? 2014 Israel-Gaza conflict. Operation Protective Edge. Casualty data. Hamas, through the Gaza Health Ministry, reported high civilian casualty figures during the 2014 conflict, with UNOCHA initially citing 2,205 Palestinian deaths, including at least 1,483 civilians. These numbers were used to suggest Israel was disproportionately targeted civilians. Evidence of misrepresentation. A 2025 report by Henry Jackson Society, HJS, analyzed Hamas's casualty data and found evidence of manipulation, including inflated numbers of women and children casualties, double counting of deaths, and failure to distinguish combatants from civilians. The report noted that even Hamas's own data, when scrutinized, show a higher proportion of combatant deaths than initially claimed, supporting IDF assertions of targeting militants. Additionally, Hamas's figures often omitted deaths from natural causes or misfired Palestinian rockets, which were included in total casualty counts to inflate the numbers. 2014 alleged collaborator executions. During the 2014 conflict, Hamas executed at least 23 Palestinians accused of collaborating with Israel, often without public disclosure of evidence or trials. Hamas claimed these individuals were aiding Israeli military operations. Evidence of misrepresentation. Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch reported that some of these executions involved torture and lacked due process. This accusation that Hamas used the collaborator label to settle internal scores or silence dissident rather than based on verified evidence. In some cases, Hamas's claims of collaboration were not substantiated and the executions appear to be politically motivated. The Ali Aribi Baptist Hospital explosion in 2023. During the 2023 Gaza conflict, an explosion at the Arib Baptist Hospital in Gaza City killed hundreds. Hamas immediately claimed it was caused by an Israeli airstrike and reported over 500 deaths, a figure widely cited by media and the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. Evidence of misrepresentation. Subsequent investigations, including by the Associated Press and independent analysis, found evidence suggesting the explosion was caused by a misfired rocket from Palestinian Islamic Jihad, not an Israeli airstrike. The death toll was also likely lower than Hamas's initial claim, with estimates ranging from 100 to 300. Hamas's rapid attribution to Israel without evidence was seen as an attempt to inflame public opinion and shift blame. Israel and Hamas both accused each other, but independent analysis leaned towards the misfired rocket explanation. Claims about conditions in Gaza pre-October 7th, 2023. Mom's upstairs, buddy. What? What? Oh, I might need to put more tea in that jug, buddy. Do I need to put more in? Or does it have some? You got some, okay. Yeah, I have to get more in. Yeah, you're very strong, I know. You're a little stinky, though, too. Thank you, Lova. That's good. Got a little minion. Minions, assemble!
What? Protect it from Diva. Yeah.
She might eat it. All right, where are we back at? 2023 claims about conditions in Gaza pre-October 7th. Claims before the October 7th, 2023 attack, Hamas portrayed Gaza's humanitarian conditions as dire, often attributing the situation solely to Israel's blockade and actions, while downplaying its own governance failures or military activities. Posts on X and analysis suggest Hamas exaggerated the extent of Gaza's pre-war humanitarian crisis to garner international sympathy and deflect criticism from its own mismanagement, such as diverting aid to military purposes or prioritizing tunnel construction over civilian infrastructure. While the Israeli blockade contributed significantly to Gaza's economic challenges, Hamas's narrative often omitted its role in exacerbating conditions such as taxing aid or restricting internal dissent. 2023 claim of Daniela Gilboa and Eden Alexander's status. So this is a hostage thing. Dead, and they had lost contact with hostage Eden Alexander, implying he might also be deceased or untraceable. Yeah, these were hostages. Later evidence, as noted in X post, suggested these claims were false, with both hostages confirmed to be alive at later points. Hamas's statements were seen as an attempt to manipulate negotiations and demoralize Israel by spreading false information. The hospital mass grave allegation, this was proven false as well. Hamas and Arabic media claimed that the IDF had dug mass graves at the Nasser hospital in Gaza, implying deliberate atrocities. Analysis of satellite imagery and online footage, as cited in an X post, showed that the graves predated IDF operation in the area, contradicting Hamas's claims. The narrative was used to accuse Israel of war crimes, but evidence suggested the graves were created earlier, possible by local actors, Hamas, and not by the IDF. So those are critical notes. Conclusion: Hamas is bad. Now I wanted to know how much money Hamas made or was given over the past 20 years. I'm just going to scroll to the number because it's ridiculous how much they got. So there's a total estimate up to $20 billion. Some estimates go up to $40 billion. So it's between like $10 to $40 billion is plausible. I mean, there's no evidence on the high end though. It's very hard to figure out and might include West Bank aid. Either way, with that money, what did they do? Tunnels? 10 to 15 billion was spent on tunnels and weapons. A likely exaggerated number. Leadership enrichment was the second. The leaders paid themselves with that money, with a cumulative net worth of $11 million. Stealing aid, Hamas is known, like humanitarian aid, and then selling it on the black market. Does this sound familiar? And then lack of infrastructure. They didn't put any of the money that they were given towards the buildings or the people. They let it be a third world country when it could have been the next, whatever. It could have been like, not Florida, but maybe a Georgia or just a lot nicer. Could have, I think I said it could have been close to, what do I think it could be close to? Dubai. It could have been close to Dubai if it wanted to be. Well, some of the buildings like in Dubai, well, one area, where was the area? And I think it was about the same size as Gaza, and they redid the whole area. Where is it? and it was about 15 billion. Jumeirah Garden City planned to house 50 to 60,000 residents with an estimated cost of 95 billion, though not completed by 2025. That's not the one. Dubai Pearl Complex under construction, estimated at 3 billion. So could have built a complex. They could have upgraded a lot of the buildings, a lot of the electrical infrastructure, but you know, second tallest building in the UAE, cost estimates $7.6 billion, expansion plan. So there's so much stuff they could have put an airport in. You know how much money that would have drove. Roads and ports. Port would have been better. I think there's a port there already, but it's pretty run down. Something mega projects. Where was it? Downtown Dubai was 20 billion. The metro, putting a metro system in, 7.6 billion in Dubai. So they could have done so much with that money. I mean, total ranges is 85 to 125 billion for Dubai, but getting $20 billion, that's $1 billion a year. They can do project over project over project over those years. It just doesn't. They cared more about killing Israel than they cared about the citizens. Wanted to make it look like a third world country as much as they could. Wanted to keep it as uncivilized as possible, as barbaric as possible. Yep. Okay, we need to look up Bernie Sanders. Bernie, so let's blow it up. Let's learn about the burn. The birdie burn. Bernie Bird. Bernie Sanders is serving his fourth term in the U.S. Senate after winning re-election in 2024. Oh, I gotta blow my nose. Excuse me, guys. All right, I'm back. So, U.S. Senate, after winning re-election in 2024, his previous 16 years in the House of Representatives make him the longest-serving independent member of Congress in American history. Born in 1941 in Brooklyn, Sanders attended James Madison High School, Brooklyn College, and the University of Chicago. After graduating in 1964, he moved to Vermont. In 1981, he was elected to the first of 4 terms as mayor of Burlington. Bernie of Burlington. Sanders lectured at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard and at the Hamilton College in upstate New York before his 1990 election as Vermont's at-large member in Congress. Okay. The Almanac of American Politics calls Sanders a practical and successful legislator. Through his career, he has focused on the shrinking American middle class and the growing income and wealth gaps in the United States. As chairman of the Senate Committee on Veteran Affairs, Sanders in 2014 passed legislation reforming the VA healthcare system. Oh, that's a good thing. Congressional Quarterly said he was able to bridge Washington's toxic partisan divide and cut one of the most significant deals in years. So he really helped the vets there. Today, Sanders remains on the Veterans Committee and serves as the ranking member of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Help Committee after he was tapped by Senate leadership to be the chairman last Congress. Also serves on the Environment and Public Works Committee, where he has focused on global warming and rebuilding our nation's crumbling infrastructure. Crumbling infrastructure, good to deal with. Global warming, where is it? I thought California would be underwater by now. So that one's a waste, I think. He is a member of the Senate Finance Committee, where he prioritizes protecting Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Yeah, who is he protecting it for, though? And creating a fair tax system. He also sits on the Senate Budget Committee, which he is previously chairman of, and led the committee's fight against corporate greed. Married to Jane O'Meara, has children, grandchildren. Know about his education. I care about. Huh. Let's see what bills Bernie has written. Gov track. What is this? Is this track what he actually has done? Right? It's a good question, right? See what he's actually done. Sanders. Leadership score. So low. There's a senior senator caucusing with the Democrats who served since January 4th. Re-election in 2030 and serves until January 3rd, 28 to 31. He's 83 years old. So he's going to die before next election. That's in 5 years at least. 6 years till he gets out. Okay, here are the 8 bills. Emergency Direct Payments Act. Okay. The bill to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 34th Park Street in Danville, Vermont as the Thaddeus Stevens Post Office. So he renamed a post office. Okay, good. A bill to amend Title 36, United States Code, to improve the federal charter for the veteran of foreign wars of the United States and for other purposes. Okay, for vets, good. Veteran compensation, cost of living adjustments, great. Tough stuff for the vets, so I enjoy it. I fill the United States Postal Service located on 1 Marble Street as the Matthew Lyon. Okay, he renamed another post office, granting the consent of Congress to the Vermont, New Hampshire Interstate Public Water System with Supply Compact. So this is for foreign wars. Okay, well, let's see what this one is. Bill must be passed. Bill number restart every 2 years. That means the year other bills with the numbers S782. This one is the one from the 113th Congress. Here's the following bill, which read twice and referred to the committee to amend Title 36 United States Code to improve the federal charter for the veterans of foreign wars. Okay, another veteran one. Okay, cool, good. Okay, Bernie hasn't done a lot in his. How many years has he been there? Enacted the Taconic Mountains Protection Act of 1991. designed March 4th, 1991 as Vermont Bicentennial Day. Granting the consent of Congress to the Vermont New Hampshire Interstate Public Water Supply Compact. Okay, for water. And then renamed 2 post offices. And then did 3 things for veterans. Okay. Let's see what Alexandria, whatever her name is. Alexandria. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Miss Loudmouth. This is the one I was looking at. Congress.gov. So these are sponsored bills, or are these? No, I want to know. Is she co-sponsored? What bills has she written? Because 18 bills and resolutions of the 117th Congress, joined by bipartisan bills, the 10th least often compared to all representatives. Co-sponsors and the 8th fewest bills compared to House Democrats, ranked 36th most politically left compared to all representatives. Got by Carmel support on the 41st fewest bill compared to the House and Senate. Often works on the same issue simultaneously by introducing companion bills in each chamber. 3 of Ocasio-Cortez's bills and resolutions had a companion bill in the Senate. Working with the sponsor in other chambers makes a bill more likely to be passed by both the House and Senate. Ocasio-Cortez introduced 0 bills that became law, including via incorporation into other measures in the 117th Congress. Keep in mind that it takes a law to repeal a law. Very few bills ever become laws. Okay. Most bills and resolution languishes in committees without any occasion. Ocasio-Cortez introduced 4 bills in the 117th Congress that got passed committee and to the floor for consideration. Amend the Investment Advisor of Act 1940 to limit the exemption provided for family offices from the definition of an investment advisor. Okay. Fair Chance Improvement Act. We'll look at that one. Improve VA Veteran Affairs workforce diversity through minority serving institutes. DI. Housing Inspection Accountability Act. In general, not later than the expiration of the 12-month period beginning on the date of the enactment of this act, the secretaries identified in subsection A1 shall jointly develop and make publicly available online a searchable database that enables the public to search, find, and download data regarding the inspection status and scores of individual housing projects provided. Rental assistance under a rental assistance program administered by either such secretary. Information regarding defects identified in individual housing projects and information regarding whether such defects have been resolved. Okay, so inspections, literal inspections. Zero leadership positions. She co-sponsored a lot of bills, 378. Okay. Had 296 co-sponsors and the 117th recurring co-sponsors. So what did she? New York. 378. 156. Okay, she's tied for number 156. She's really towards the bottom of the list, huh? Marriage Act. Wait, why would you... What's in this respect? Marriage Act. Read text. No person acting under color of state law may deny full faith and credit to any public act, record, or judicial proceeding of any other state pertaining a marriage between two individuals, basis of sex, race, ethnicity, or national origin of those individuals, or a right to claim or claim arising from such a marriage on the basis that such marriage would not be recognized under the law of state. Okay. So no laws enacted. Green New Deal, which we know about wasn't the greatest. Civilian Climate Corps for Jobs and Justice Acts. Okay. After congressional disapproval, the proposed the right commercial sale of Israel or certain weaponry and munitions.
It's all green.
Oh, is he all clean? The transfer of the following defense articles include defense services and technical data described in license document DDTC 20084. Hey, give me my pillow back. Can you get that blue pillow for me, Eli? My arm pillow. My arm pillow. No, my arm pillow. It has fallen. He's sitting on it. He's squeezing it. He's squeezing it over here. He's got it in between his knees and walking over slowly. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the pillow walk. He doesn't crip walk, he pillow walks. Okay. So what? You're gonna paint? Yeah. Ooh, fun. High five. Enjoy your painting. Yeah. You're not doing anything with chemicals, right? What? You are? You're doing something with chemicals? Crazy kid. He's doing something with chemicals. I mean... I wanted the same one that I used for Bernie, where it actually had like a graph. These were all ones she co-sponsored. I wanted to see if she actually wrote in herself. You need water in the cup, yeah. Okay. Hey, get off that blanket. Eli, move Mama's blanket. Can you put it over on the couch, please, so Diva doesn't eat it? Or give it to me. That works. I got a ladybug blanket now. Thank you, guys. Ladybugs for the win. Yeah, she was getting all frisky with it. No, I'm not going to eat it yet. Do you want it? Okay. All right. Did Bernie... Got one notification on here. She liked my... I don't think Rosie Aldana has much room to talk. I agree. That's what I said. I said what I said and I meant it. Trump called you a communist. Are you a communist? I'm not, and I already have to get used to the fact that the president is going to talk about how I look, how I sound, where I'm from, and who I am. Wow. I don't really care how you sound. I don't really care how you look. I mean, I kind of care where you came from since you just became a citizen 7 years ago, but I'm not a New York resident, so I do care about your policies, though, and your policies aren't that good. Spoiler alert, the secret is that French President Emmanuel Macron refused to negotiate the end of the Russian-Ukraine war until Trump forced Candace Owens to stop calling Macron's wife a man. Sure, Candace has lost all credibility at this point. I agree. I do not like Candace Owens anymore. Never liked her in the first place. Breaking news, I've been keeping a secret. I'm possessed. No, I'm kidding. That's what Candace... I feel like Candace Owens is possessed sometimes by when she starts talking about Israel. Alright guys, give me a minute. I gotta go to the bathroom. How long have we been going? I think we've been going for a little bit. Yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I was told I needed to set up some channel point rewards. Let's see if I can do that. Is it community? Activity? Is that activity? No, not activity. Is viewer reward, power up and channel points. Is that it? Emotes, drops, rewards. Let's see what rewards. That's enabled. That's enabled. That's enabled. What's to dress to impress for? Cyberpunk wings. Oh, for Roblox. Sorry guys, I don't play Roblox. I need to get emotes. Don't have any emotes. I need to get them designed. I have 4 open slots since I can get subscribers now. That's emotes for the bits.
Do you get another one?
And this is warm and yucky. So yucky warm one. Probably. Customer words. So we'll highlight my message. Okay. Send a message in sub mode only. Okay, I don't have sub mode only on. Don't have sub emotes so that I can. What is modify a single emote?
Oh, yeah. I get them out. I get them out. Get them out. Oh, yeah. Ow. Take me out. It's too. Eat one.
Don't have to look at me.
Oh, wait. Yes. Yes. Oh. Oh, it hurts. Oh.
I think that's what we do. This is the little Jesus. I think we'll make the little Jesus dance. Right, the camera. Go, Jesus dance, Jesus dance. Boo-dee-bee-dee-dee-bee-dee. What else do I have? What else can I do for a reward? Yuck, Eli. Drinking paint water. That kid.
Stop it. Pick it up. Pick it up. And pop. Pick that up.
Yeah, for the dog, it's 200. 200 points.
Yeah. I didn't make my wobble. I had to make my wobble.
Yeah, can I see your song tube thing? Can I see it? Sonic Boom! Oh.
No.
You should get the Batman mask down here so I can wear the Batman mask on stream when people want me to. It doesn't work. Here you go.
Did it work?
Oh. What? What are you doing with my little Jesus?
I put it in now.
Don't put him in the tube.
Ha. This Jesus right there. Okay. Jesus in you. Oh, Jesus in you. Oh, Jesus in. Oh, Jesus in you. Jesus in you. Jesus in.
Yeah, he found my little Jesus.
I had to put in you. See? System. See? It's Jesus out.
Yeah, it's Jesus.
Oh, it's Jesus. It doesn't work. Thank you. I know what's cool.
Batman, Batman, Batman. Hey, give me my Jesus back.
It's in you.
Well, give him out of there. He's not allowed to be yours. It's my Jesus.
Yeah.
It's my Jesus. I need him for my Jesus dances.
Let's put him out. Put him out.
Yeah, you gotta take them out.
No, I can't. Hey, yeah.
There, I made some rewards.
Batman.
Batman, 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 Batman. Batman, get my little baby Jesus out of there. Jesus out of there. Hey. Slow your roll, slow your roll. I can get him. I got his little name. Here you go. Hey, off of my stuff. You got mama's phone.
No, I want to watch it right now. No.
No, you got mama's phone.
No, Dad.
Hey, you got mama's phone. You're gonna take my phone now?
Yeah. Hey.
He's taking my phone now. I'm getting phone jacked. Hey, off of Jesus. Put him back up there.
I come back over this end.
Hey, do not put Jesus in the tube. Here you go.
Batman.
Batman.
Go get caught.
Yeah, Bluey. Hey, I think that's good. I think we made some rewards. Cool. We did it. I got followed. Oh, it's a graphic designer. Maybe she could make me some emotes. But she probably requires money, which I do not have to get emotes made right now. That's okay. Tis okay, tis okay, tis okay. Hey, Boyle, get off my microphone. Do not mute it. Do not mute it. Don't touch the top.
Hello.
He bit it. He bit it. What's hello? Dude, stop touching the microphone. I'm ready for him to get down now. Don't be playing with that microphone. Now I need you to sit in a different way. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, I need you to move. I need you to sit a different way, okay? So let's get you switched around. Get you switched around. Okay, that's better. Here you go. I'm tubular. What? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't know, my headset turned off.
So your breaking news coming from Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the IRGC leaders are once again in crisis.
Sounds like he's in a war zone, doesn't it?
It's now being the latest videos that we're going to show you in regards to some of the targeted attacks in Tehran and also in Hamadan and a couple of other cities across the country. The air defense system was once again activated. The attacks against the IRGC continue to escalate, and of course we're going to get your reaction live during this live stream as well. So first things first, it's now been 7 days, over 7 days since the so-called ceasefire. The IRGC took control of the
Wow, it has been that long for the ceasefire, huh? A little surprised about that. Oh, that's okay. But that's good. That's good that the ceasefire has lasted 7 days. I think it will be over soon. I'm waiting. It'll be this week sometime. I think Israel will attack, or Iran will do something stupid with their proxies, one or the other.
streets. They have checkpoints everywhere, even though they seem to be all over the place. The sentiment coming from people inside the country are saying that we don't actually know who is in charge. Everything is fallen apart. Businesses can't really operate. Having said that, the attacks, the mysterious attacks against the IRGC, obviously partly by Mossad operatives using drones on the streets, but also the element of the anti-IRGC, all of them are continuing their attack. People are complaining about the sound of the background noise. Okay, so it seems like I'm supposed to be melting down, so I'm going to turn off the fan. The whole point of this was that so that I don't really die, but apparently it's not going well. So
Yeah, it is a fan. Okay.
Better now? Happy? You happy that I'm gonna melt down like a snowflake? Better in town, right? So as long as you
Oh,
guys are happy, I
snowflake.
guess. All right, so let's talk about. I can see the live chat, by the way. Let's show you the first video, the report and reports of the early reports a few hours ago. Air defense activity at.
Okay, so that's air defense. Those little blips, what you see? Yeah, maybe.
You can see that the flickers are not doing something. Talk about what.
12 بامداد جنوب تهران از صدای انفجار که صدای پدافند اومد این دود خیلی شدیدتر بود الان ضعیف شده هست احتمالا نرسیده به تهران هست
Titles for you guys in case obviously you don't understand Persian. Now then, I'm guessing. I mean,
Okay. I want to play video games, Eli. What video game should we play? No, if you're a Christian, look into God Logic. Even if you're not a Christian, you should look into God Logic. He has some very good takes, biblical takes against Islam. Basically, you can prove Islam's false one way or the other in general. Number one, if it says the Torah or the gospel is true, but the gospel says it's lying, then it's false. But if the gospel's false, then the Quran's false because it said the gospel is true. So, hey, buddy, welcome home.
No.
Gabriel's home. Gabriel's home. Did you jump? Why'd you jump?
I think you don't though.
Oh no. No, 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 no. No, no. I've lost my viewership. Let's get switching over to a game. Maybe then I'll play a game. Can't really play a game with you on me though, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna get down?
No. Let's play a game.
What game do you want to play?
I want to play in the morning.
A game where?
A game.
Mm-hmm.
Play game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play games.
Oh, what one?
I want to play game morning.
What? The one we played in the morning?
Yeah, I want to play morning.
Ah, the one we played in the morning. Got it.
Night.
You're a knight.
But any morning.
The one in the morning. The one in the morning. In the morning. In the morning. We're gonna play the game from the morning. From the morning. From the morning. From the morning. Da-da-da. We're gonna play the game from the morning. From the morning. From the morning. I'm gonna play the game from the morning. All morning. Really need to work on my 3D printer and get that foam bed changed out so that I can start printing again. Got some cool things that we want to print. Oh yeah, he likes the sound. I'm gonna put the sound on for the guns. Yeah. Oh, lightning bugs are out. I see one on our window.
My ultimate's ready. My ultimate is ready. Cover going out.
Oh, I did the robot.
You want to do the robots? Okay. Oh, you're typing. Watch your fingers. Make sure they're over here, away from the enter key.
The robot. The robot.
Okay. You want to shoot?
No, over there.
Over where? Get your fingers off the keyboard. Stop hitting the enter key.
Up you. One.
Okay, over here. I'm over here. What do you want me to do? You want to shoot? Turn it down. You gonna shoot? Remember, it's this one over here. You gonna shoot or what? What are you doing? You need to stop the phone, or do you want to watch the phone? He might be a little busy watching his phone. Might be a little busy watching his phone. And by his phone, I mean my phone. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible for me to play a game with him on, other than like doing a shooting range or something. But it helps build up my aim and strengthen my wrist. Try to get over the ping that's in it. Lets me be a little mindless too while shooting. That angle hurts. Wow. Shooting guns. Ooh, shooting guns.
It got sparks on it.
Sparks? A box?
No. Like this.
Oh, they need to fix it.
Yeah.
To the whisper tree. Thunder.
The thunder.
He has taken over. Okay, okay. All right, you go like this, up.
Right. In the water.
In the water.
Yeah.
Huh. Where's the water? There?
There. I go in the water and go. Oh. Let me boat. Let me boat.
The boat? Where?
The boat.
There are boats.
No, boat's right there.
I see it right there. Let's get in it.
We're getting swallowed.
Row, row your boat gently down the stream. Oh. Merrily, merrily. Oh, there's a boat.
What's that? A robot?
Yeah, it's a robot. You can shoot him.
Bunny, don't burn me. Don't shoot them.
Oh, okay.
Don't burn me. Don't burn you. And say hi.
Oh, you're gonna say hi to the robots?
Yeah. Oh.
You're shooting them.
Don't burn me. I don't want to do something. No.
Oh no.
Oh, don't burn me. I want to fall down. I want to put in the boat.
Put the gun in the boat?
And a ham in the boat. A ham in the boat.
You want me to put the gun in the boat and me in the boat? Oh.
Here in the boat and had to bring it in. And I get this happy. Get this happy. It's wrong.
Okay. I'm in the boat. Guns are in the boat. Row, row, row your
No,
boat.
he's not has to go in there.
What do I have to do?
Has to go in there.
Well, pick up the guns if I'm in there. You don't want me to pick up the guns.
You go in there.
Don't go in there.
Yeah. It's going there. It has to go in there.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going over here. Going to this boat.
Okay. Oh. Go in this boat. Go in this boat.
That boat over there?
Yeah. A boat up there.
This boat right here?
Oh, yeah.
Because this is a fake rock.
It has to go in there. And it has to go in there. That one is. And it can't put the gun there.
Don't let them. You don't want to be tricked.
No, don't blame me.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't blame me. No.
Oh no, no, I broke him. I'm sorry. No. Okay, no. No. I'm not gonna shoot the robots. No. Don't. Oh, I missed. Oh, okay. Sorry, I won't shoot the robots. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to shoot the robots. Sorry. Over there? Go over there?
That's a fuck I want. The fuck.
The rocket ship.
Look.
That's not a rocket ship. It's the top of a tower.
You look up there.
See? It's the top of a bell tower.
Rocket.
It's not a rocket. You're a rocket.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you're Eli, but you're a rocket. Yeah, Eli the rocket. I did it. Reached the checkpoint. Oh. Hey, Boyle. I would like to play some type of game. Maybe Marvel Rivals or something, kiddo. Bet you're sitting on me. Do you want to go watch a show somewhere else? No. You want to stay? Yeah, it saves you in the pool.
No.
Don't shoot it because it saves people.
No. Let's go both. Let's go both. Where's it go?
Oh, I don't know. I could go find it again. Let's go look.
For what? Not inside.
There it is.
I had to go in there. How to go in there? Listen.
Try to pick up. Stop picking up.
I have to go in there. I have to go in there.
I'm trying to go in there. It doesn't work. Oh, I knifed it. Whoops. Oh my god, again. Oh no, we're cutting again.
No, it's cutting it. No, that's creepy.
That's creepy? That's creepy. I'm sorry, it's creepy.
Stupid no.
I know, but...
No, I have to go in there.
Yeah, I gotta go in there. I gotta go in there. Gotta go in there. Trying to go in the tube, but it's not working.
Maybe get that out.
Maybe I go back over here.
No.
Maybe I go in here. Walk around.
No, 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 don't do it.
Don't you? Better put a hole in the middle. I shot the middle of the poles.
No.
I didn't shoot it. I shot the middle of the post. How?
Power gun.
What about the power gun?
Now how it was.
Yeah, I had to go inside. It's getting rainy out. Yeah, but it's rainy out, so I had to go inside. But look, it looks like it's gonna rain. Look, it's clouds, birds. Yeah, it's rainy out. Yeah, rainy. See, look, there's a dark cloud right there. That's the rain cloud. It's gonna rain. Oh.
Go inside. Go inside. Go inside now. I'm going inside now. Go get wet.
I go inside now because of the rain. I'm allowed to.
Look, another one.
Oh, another lifesaver.
Oh, that's...
I'm not. I shot in the middle. I didn't shoot it.
Oh, what was that?
It's a lifesaver.
That's that. Too high up.
Yeah, it's too high up.
You can't stop up.
I'm above it. There it is. Right below my feet. I shot it.
No.
Hey, look, fish. Did you see the fish? Look, fish. 1, 2.
Oh, that.
Nah, they're dead. They're yucky. Yucky, spoiled, dead fish.
Put them in the water?
Well, they won't come back to life if they go in the water. They're dead fish.
Oh. Can you go outside? Outside. We see it outside. We see it.
Yeah, they can go outside.
Oh.
You're gonna go outside. All right, bud. No feet underneath the keyboard, please. All right, we're leaving the game. Let's quit the game. What did you want to do? You weren't paying attention. You're watching your show, kiddo. And that could be like reviewing stuff or doing something else, which is what I'm going to be doing now. While I wait for you to get off of me until you're done sit with me. So I'll just be watching videos or going through X. So I can't play video games with you on my lap. We have an apologetics conference in Ohio, July 31st through August 3rd, since there are some open slots for debates. Any Muslim debaters ready to take on the Islamic dilemma? Ooh, David Wood calling them out. David. Oh, these are for the Talmud people. What about the Talmud? The Talmud, what about it? You getting down? Where you going? For what? What you get mom for? Dr. Brown has also schooled the anti-Semites on how they misread and misrepresent the Talmud. What the truth about the Talmud is. Should we watch it? I guess we should watch it.
What is the truth about the Talmud? Is it a collection of evil, ugly books that spend much time blaspheming Jesus and condemning Gentiles to hell or painting Gentiles as inferior? What about the contents of the Talmud?
Yeah, what about the Talmud? What about it? A lot of people have questions about this Talmud. Good video, hopefully.
Should this literature be suppressed? Should people be warned about it? Is it misunderstood? How should we as followers of Jesus relate to it? I want to do my best to address these statements in light of a lot of controversies that are swirling around today. All right. Volume 5
6 years ago, he addressed it.
Answering Jewish Objections to Jesus.
Yeah, he was just looking for you.
500 endnotes, almost 340 pages. This is the 5th volume in a 5-volume series. I deal with traditional Jewish objections to Jesus. And one of them is this, that as Jews, this is a traditional Jewish objection, as Jews, we have a written law that God gave to Moses on Mount Sinai, and we have an oral law that he gave to explain the commandments. What does it mean, don't work on the Sabbath? What does it mean, don't steal? How do we define these things? What is work? What isn't work? What are the penalties, etc.? And it explains these, it expands them in an oral law. And traditional Jews believe that Moses then passed these traditions on and these principles of interpretation to Joshua, Joshua to the elders to the prophets, etc., all the way down to the time of Jesus. And then ultimately, a couple hundred years after the time of Jesus, these traditions develop further. They were put in writing. That becomes the Mishnah, becomes the Talmud, and ongoing Jewish literature since then. So the whole purpose of this volume is to explain why I reject the Talmudic tradition as being inspired by God or going back in an unbroken chain to Moses or being a valid interpretation of the written law. I have a whole volume. Maybe as a follower of Jesus today,
many
I can say
volumes.
I've written about this in more depth than anyone else has, especially as a Jewish follower of Jesus. So this means that the authority structure of the rabbinic community, that the traditions they revere, many of them are beautiful, some of them are neutral, some of them I think are bad and stifling. But it means that we are on very different pages and that they see me as an outsider, all right? And that's why when I was preaching Jesus Yeshua in Israel this year, in Jerusalem, or actually last year, that's why I end up being surrounded by an angry crowd of religious Jews. And as I profess faith in Yeshua the Messiah, some of them spitting on the ground because what they know about him is evil. What they know about him connects Christianity directly to the Holocaust. So I want them to know who he really is, but who they think he is very evil and ugly. And that's how they think of me. So I've been rejected. I've been spat in the face. I've been warned that I'd be strangled. by an angry Orthodox Jew years back for preaching the gospel. Okay, so I'm not presenting things as if we're all on the same page. However, the Talmud is consistently misrepresented. The Talmud is consistently lied about. The Talmud is consistently misunderstood. And there's a fresh wave of this now, because of which a fresh wave of anti-Semitism is rising among even
A fresh wave.
Christians. I've got some clips to show you. We're going to look at some Talmudic texts. So this is going to be an eye-opening time together. Let me take you to an article on the Jewish Virtual Library about the burning of the Talmud. And it's talking about Christian and Jewish relations. And it says, despite the massive restrictions imposed on the Jews by the church and the political, social, and economic spheres, and the attacks on the oral law by Christian theologians, the campaign to proscribe, so outlaw Jewish literature, was not launched until the 13th century. So traditional Jews, trying to keep their traditions and simply live in their own communities, were being harassed by the Catholic Church, by other Christian leaders. They were being criticized. There was pressure on them to convert, etc. And then finally, what happens is, as you get into the 13th century in France, there is a major campaign. There is a Jewish man converts to Catholicism. They now require a Jewish leader to debate him. And then after that, they burn thousands of copies of the Talmud. Now, they have to understand, this is before the printing press, okay? This is a massive, massive work of 20 volumes and thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. So to burn the Talmuds was a horrific thing to do. And other writings were burned as well. But this is the church. This is the professing church. What are they doing burning literature, even if they differ with it, even if they don't like what's in it? Why are they burning it? Well, it's heinous. It's one of the reasons that, excuse me, so many Jews have such a problem with Christianity. That religious Jews say, well, you've oppressed us, you've beaten us, you've persecuted us, you've killed us, you burned our sacred literature, and you're saying that you're following the Messiah, that you're following the Prince of Peace, that we should believe in your Savior. All he's done is hurt us and cursed us and persecuted us. That would be a
Apparently,
Jewish
the truth does stutter, the Quran, when you try to debate.
Treated the Jews. They might say, well, they all deserved it. That is the standard anti-Semitic lie. Yeah, just like the blacks deserve to be enslaved. Exactly. The same type of lies and dehumanizing of other people. All right, now, there is an extremist rabbi, a fringe rabbi in Israel, whose views would be categorically denounced by the vast
Any takers, or are the keyboard sheiks only brave behind burner accounts? Let's go. They're only brave behind burner accounts.
In front of the cathedral in Notre Dame. Now that cathedral is on fire, and this radical rabbi suggests that the fire may have been retribution for the 13th century Talmud burning. So Shlomo Aviner, who moved to Israel from France in the 60s, suggests that the fire that gutted the iconic church may have been divine retribution for the burning of Jewish manuscripts in 1242. And he says this. It's wrong to go burn a synagogue down. But we don't.
Yeah, it is very wrong to burn a synagogue down. I think it's wrong to burn a mosque down. I think it's wrong to burn a church down. I think they hold historic purposes, especially a lot of the mosques. The newer mosques built in America, I mean, they shouldn't be like attacked or anything like that. I don't believe in attacking those people. I believe in talking with them and revealing the light of Jesus, not in destroying the religion, obviously, but destroying it with logical words, not physical action.
To burn a church down, but we don't have to feel sad about it. We don't have to feel sad, and this might be divine retribution. He's radical, fringe, and listen to me, as clear as I can be. There are radical, fringe Jewish fundamentalists who are dangerous, just like there are radical, fringe Christian fundamentalists who are dangerous, and a whole lot of radical fundamentalist Islamists who are dangerous. They exist in every religion. They exist in the Hindu religion as well. So this rabbi's views are ugly.
There are radicals in every religion.
And they have been by other Israelis and Jews who react with horror to hearing something like that. However, if you've got it in for the Jews, if you are believing anti-Semitic lies and think that you are now crusading for Christian truth, you're going to buy right into this. and use this as a provocation to further point that the Jews. Doesn't matter, it's one fringe guy not representing the people. No, 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 no. The Jews. So we go back to True News. Remember, they have refused to further interact with me after I called them out on putting out some anti-Semitic lies. They said, great, come on our TV show. I said, in a heartbeat, as long as you come on my radio show also, let's make it 50-50 even. Nope. Well, then let's have a formal debate. No, we're not interested in debating. You have to rebuke Ben Shapiro. This is not Christian orthodoxy. Rebuke everyone that doesn't believe in Jesus, no matter how respectful they are towards your beliefs. Go around rebuking them as Antichrist. Right. So let's take you into True News talking about the Talmud. Clip number 1.
We know that the majority of evangelical Christians have never even heard the word Talmud. Wouldn't even know what it means.
Most of them don't.
A lot of their pastors do. Their pastors do. Yeah. And it's
No.
like you said, on Christian television, Christian radio, Christian rabbis. I don't know how you can be a Christian rabbi.
Okay, the last point, Christian rabbi. I use the term messianic rabbi to say that this is not a traditional rabbi. And I understand some say it shouldn't be called rabbi at all. Fine. No big argument for me about that.
Rabbi is a teacher, though.
However,
a biblical or a teacher of the Torah.
That 99.9999% of pastors in America have virtually no clue what's in the Talmud. Oh, and I can guarantee you that the gentlemen that are on that stage, they're on that TV platform. I can almost assuredly guarantee you they have never worked their way through a single daf, a single page of the Talmud, and understood the dialectical argument. And
I haven't. I've never even seen it.
Those of you who claim to speak about the Talmud as Christians, tell me, please.
I've only heard about it, especially about anti-Semites.
Tell me, please, the difference between Mishnah and Gemara. Tell me about Tosefta and extraneous Baraita. Please, tell me about the development of the Sugya. Tell me about some of the principles of interpretation. Please break down for me the 6 orders of the Mishnah and the Talmud. Tell me.
I don't know if that's Morgan Freeman, actual Morgan Freeman.
Are found in the Jerusalem Talmud and the Babylonian Talmud. Tell me which one of them is more authoritative between them, and why one is studied more than the other. Let's just get started to see if you even know what you're talking about, or have you read a select quote?
I like the real Morgan Freeman.
All right, back to True News, clip number 2.
When the king had all the Talmuds and Maimonides' books, Ben Shapiro, your buddy, your hero, Maimonides, because he too was convicted of blasphemy, like you're a blasphemer. And his books were brought in the wagons, and they were brought into Paris. And where were
about? Or
who's a blasphemer?
Let's just get started to see if you even know what you're talking about. Or have you read a select quote pulled out of
Who's he calling a blasphemer?
All right, back to True News, clip number 2.
When the king had all the Talmuds and Maimonides' books, Ben Shapiro, your buddy, your hero, Maimonides, because he too was convicted of blasphemy, like you're a blasphemer. And his books were brought in the wagons, and they were brought.
How are you a blasphemer if you like?
Where were they burned?
In front of Notre Dame Cathedral.
That's a shameful thing that happened.
Yeah, it is. It's a sad thing.
Christian history.
There's a lot of blights on Christian history.
Moments, and one of
many.
Yeah, that's when the church pushed back against the Talmud. This is putting forth ignorant. Listen, a few years ago, a missionary group handed out New Testaments to Ethiopian Jews in a Jewish community, and some rabbis, some militants in the community grabbed those New Testaments and burned them. There was an outcry over Israel. We don't burn books. The Nazis burned our books. The Catholic Church burned our books. We don't burn books. There was an outcry over this. Rick Wiles says, no, we're not advocating burning books, but exposing them. Well, how about understanding what's actually in them? And how about renouncing and denouncing those who burned books out of ignorance and out of fear and out of superstition? How about that? And how about owning up to
book burning is bad.
History of anti-Semitism that's been carried out?
I think we all can agree on that. I think we all can agree that book burning is very, very bad. It's an ignorant act. That's why I don't necessarily agree with burning the Quran. I'd rather have people understand what's in the Quran and make it known that, hey, this isn't necessarily what these Muslim followers of Muhammad actually, like, they're not as peace loving as the book as you think in their book. Their book is not that peaceful. It is very warring. It's a war book. Muhammad was a warlord. Actually, he was a bandit first and then a warlord.
What does the Talmud actually say about the Gentiles, about pederasty and things like that, about Jesus? Is he in hell according to the Talmud? What's actually written there? One more clip. This is a different broadcast. Rick Wiles, True News, talking to his co-host about the Talmud, about Judaism and slavery to the Jews. This is what they're putting forth.
You read the Talmud, you know what we Goyim get to do. We get to be slaves.
To serve them, right?
We already are.
Well, we get to be extra slaves to
Well,
it's just
you're
written.
already into Jewish slavery. You're already serving it.
We are, man.
Look at the look at the money in your wallet. Federal Reserve notes. You're
Just
already a slave.
look at the things we're forced to talk about every single day as Americans, or anyone in the world. The media, the narratives, the talking points. Everyone focusing on Jesse Smollett right now is even party to this hoax because it's completely irrelevant compared to what you just presented here.
That hoax, though, is part of the propaganda campaign to break down the society.
Right. Now, here's the deal. If you come to faith and you have satanic material in your home, let's say you were a Satanist, and a Satan worshiper, and you burn your books. I destroyed rock albums I had when I got saved. But I don't go to my neighbor's house and take their rock albums.
Yeah, you don't destroy others.
My neighbor's a Muslim, take their Quran and burn it. No, you don't do that. And that's what the church did. It seized.
Yeah, I throw out. When I got saved, I threw out all my. Not necessarily. When my heart got softened again to the Lord, it was. I threw out all my smoking, like, bongs and everything else, all my things I was using for marijuana, my medical marijuana. I got rid of that. It wasn't helpful. Actually, it was very destructive. And it didn't reduce the pain. It actually made the pain sometimes worse, which is weird. But yeah, when you have a change of heart, sometimes you do destroy and burn, because that's your material. Like, that's what was controlling you at that point in time. And I understand the reason for burning that stuff. But like he said, don't go to your neighbor's house and burn their books, or like a friend hand you a parchment or something like that and burn it. Like, no, we don't do that. We accept it gracefully, or deny it gracefully.
Books from the Jewish community and burn them. Oh, but those books say that the Gentiles are just going to be slaves to the Jews, and we're all slaves to the Jews now. That's the kind of nonsense that's being put forward. So what does the Talmud actually say? And again, it's a massive series of books, and it's massively complex, and there are all kinds of things quoted in there that get misunderstood and taken out of context. So there's an Israeli, he's an atheist himself, and he goes around interviewing other Israelis, asking questions. So he's asking them questions about, does the Talmud teach certain things? Here he's talking to a religious Jewish woman. It's all religious Jews he's talking to. Here he's talking to a religious Jewish woman. Let's watch what happens.
If you eat with a goy, someone who's Gentile, it is the same as eating with a dog.
Definitely not.
Okay? It is permitted to take the body and life of somebody who's not Jewish.
No.
And you can cheat Gentiles or idol worshippers.
No.
All right, she's asking, is this taught in the Talmud? No. So now he sits down with an ultra-Orthodox rabbi in the midst of his study and all of his books, and he's going to ask him these questions. Let's listen to what the rabbi has to say.
The phrase in the Talmud is not the word non-Jews. The phrase in the Talmud is those who worship stars. Now, that's a technical term that is not necessarily synonymous with non-Jews. It refers primarily to pagans and idol worshippers.
Mm-hmm.
So one idea that we need to understand is that non-Jews that are monotheistic, non-Jews that are committed to the idea of one God and ethical morality, are not subsumed under that negative connotation.
I'm sorry, but he looks like an awesome grandpa.
Isn't that interesting? The Talmud does not make a certain statement about Gentiles in general, but about idol worshipers. That's the difference. What about how far does this go? What does Jewish literature actually say about this? Let's listen to another clip from the same rabbi.
So Akum is an abbreviation. Akum is Oved Kochavim Umazalot.
Yeah.
A worshiper of stars and planets. So really, it does not refer to a non-Jew as much as it means a pagan. Keep in mind, too, you have to remember that in ancient cultures, pagans often murdered with impunity. They would leave children out to die.
Mm-hmm.
Their morality was very, very lax. In Greece and Rome, religion was not perceived as having a connection to morality. In fact, the Greek gods themselves were highly immoral characters. So again, I think it's much more of a reflection of the cultural degradation of that society. It's more of a condemnation of the culture and belief system more than it is a personal attack.
He even goes on to say that even if a Jewish soul starts on a higher plane than a Gentile soul because of divine calling, God calling Israel, he said, even if that was the case, he said it could well be that a Mother Teresa is far more holy than a Jew. In other words, a Jew has been given more by God, greater accountability. Paul says judgment starts with the Jew and the gospel goes to the Jew first, right? In Romans 1 and Romans 2, he says those things. But here, this rabbi is saying, look, this is what's taught in Judaism. The righteous of all the nations have a place in the world to come, and that there can be a Gentile God-fearer who's at a higher place spiritually than a high priest in Israel. This is taught in Jewish literature. You say, but doesn't the Talmud teach that Jesus is burning an excrement in hell? Possibly. There's a debate. I've studied this with religious Jews. Is it talking about Jesus or is it talking about someone else of the same name? Because the time periods don't work. Often there's a Jesus being attacked, but he lives at a different time. And that was actually a common name back then, Yeshua, or it becomes Yeshu. It gets shortened, right? And then it becomes a derogatory name. It's possible that the Talmud, there is a statement in the midst of millions of words that says it. But look, that's ugly. That's extreme. All right. I want you to understand that I've had of this literature, but here, this rabbi is saying, look, this is what's taught in Judaism. The righteous of all the nations have a place in the world to come, and that there can be a Gentile God-fearer who's at a higher place spiritually than a high priest in Israel. This is taught in Jewish literature. You say, but doesn't the Talmud teach that Jesus is burning an excrement in hell? Possibly. There's a debate. I've studied this with religious Jews. Is it talking about Jesus or is it talking about someone else of the same name? Because the time periods don't work. Often there's a Jesus being attacked, but he lives at a different time. And that was actually a common name back then, Yeshua. Or
Very common name.
Yeshu, it gets shortened, right? And then it becomes a derogatory name. It's possible that the Talmud, there is a statement in the midst of millions of words that says it. But look, that's ugly. That's extreme. All right. I want you to understand that I've had rabbis tell me from the day I got saved that what Jesus says about the Pharisees is a great insult to them. They said those were some of the holiest men who ever lived.
Yeah.
Those were godly men. Those were
Very harsh insults.
He said the children of hell. That's very offensive to us. That's why we can't believe in your book, because we know these leaders and how godly and holy they were. That's what they say. I just posted this on Twitter moments ago. As a Christian, if you believe Muhammad is a false prophet, does that mean he's in hell? 77% of the Christians responding so far said yes, in hell. So as a Christian, do you believe Muhammad is in hell right now?
Absolutely believe Muhammad's in hell.
Who didn't believe in Jesus are in hell right now. Well, that's very offensive to a Muslim. That's very offensive to the rabbinic community. So, but we're not going to go out and burn the Quran, and we're not going to go out and burn the other literature because of that. So even if the Talmud says it, if so, it's ugly, and it's also a pushback against Christian persecution and things like that. But even if it says it, first, there's a debate whether it does or not. But even if it says it, that is not what the Talmud's about. That is not 1/1000% of what the Talmud's about. I reject Talmudic authority. I reject the inspiration of the Talmud. I'm not a Talmudic Jew. I'm a Jewish follower of Jesus. I'm a Messianic Jew.
Mhm.
I'm in constant battle with the rabbinic community over the faith. I've been called public enemy #1 by rabbis because of my sharing the gospel. All right.
Yep.
Those are.
They don't like sharing the gospel, and they don't like sharing the Torah. They have no outreach program whatsoever in the Jewish community. They don't try to convert people. Actually, people have to come to them to be converted. They have to be willing to come to Judaism, and then the rabbis are supposed to turn them away, I think, 3 times. And then after the 3rd time, then they can allow them into the Jewish study of the Torah and the other books of that time.
Realities. But here, one more thing, just quickly. Let's go to a Talmudic passage. All right. Let's go to Ketubot. All right, 11b. To Ketubot 11b. You'll see on top that's the text in Aramaic and Hebrew, and then beneath it is a translation by Rabbi Adin Steinschaltz. The bold words are the literal text, but because it's so concise and full of meaning, he has to give a full-length explanation here. All right. And the issue is it's going down and discussing the question about whether a woman should be considered a virgin or not when she gets married. Here's what it's dealing with. It's dealing with the question of when there's a marriage contract being made, if a woman is a virgin or not. All right. What happens to a woman who, before she was even 3 years old, was sexually abused by another man? What happens to that? And it says it's nothing. It's no, this is what does it mean? It means she's still considered a virgin.
Mhm.
That the rabbinic view is a merciful view, that rather than saying this girl who was abused before she was 3 years old should no longer be
Yeah.
considered a virgin. She didn't commit a crime. She didn't sin. She
It
didn't
wasn't
go sleep
purposeful
with
on her
somebody.
part.
So it's considered nothing. It's just like it says. It says if she was broken by a piece of wood, okay, that's all that says. It doesn't say the thing is no. Throughout the Talmud, there's all law after law after law about sexual relations. Go meet an ultra-Orthodox rabbi as a woman and go to shake his hand. He pulls his hand back. He's not allowed to touch another woman.
Yeah.
Go walking through an ultra-Orthodox area in Israel as a woman. Maybe you're wearing shorts and a shirt. You won't be allowed in there. No, you got to be totally covered up. Why? Because there's principles of modesty and things like that
Yeah.
that are actively taught. Here, we're told, no, according to Talmud, a guy could marry off a girl at 3 and then start having sex with her. Okay, Kedushin, 81b in the Talmud. Okay, and here I'll just read to you some of the relevant English. Rabbi Elazar, it is prohibited for a man to betroth his daughter when she is a minor until she grows up and says, I want to marry so and so. Otherwise, she might reject the designated husband and ultimately sin by committing adultery. So here the
Yeah.
Talmud is saying, look,
Well, that's
if you
pretty good.
force somebody into a marriage that they don't consent to, they may end up revolting against that, rejecting that person, committing adultery. So you do not. This is what the Talmud teaches. Yes, but I read something else. That's why you need to sit and look at the rabbinic commentaries. That's why
Yeah.
you need to sit and look at the further background. That's why you need to sit and understand it. Once again,
It takes
I am not a
understanding.
Talmudic Jew. I 1,000 to 1 prefer the writings of the New Testament to the writings of the Talmud or the Mishnah. There are beautiful traditions in there. There are fascinating interpretations in there. There are things with some wonderful background that give us insight into Jewish beliefs and customs that would have been prevalent in Jesus' day. But for the most part, it's legalese. For the most part, it's brilliant. It takes a lifetime to learn it.
Of what Israel is doing, I would direct you.
Commanded to support Israel. So Christians support Israel. It's at 8 o'clock. 3 minutes. If you guys anybody want to check that out, Inspire Philosophy is having a should Christians support Israel talk. Looks like he's having it with AP, and I don't know who this guy is. I agree. If you are in New York, you should plan on leaving shortly. Especially with how well this guy's doing.
Good morning. As you all know, we still have 50 hostages in Gaza, and this war will not end when the hostages are still there. So hopefully we're going to have news about the negotiations, but I will stress to the Council today our commitment to bring them home back, all of them. For weeks now, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation has been feeding the people of Gaza. Over 46 million meals have been delivered directly to Palestinian families. Over 2 million meals are distributed in a single day, safely, efficiently, and without looting from Hamas. However, instead of supporting this effort, the UN has tried to sabotage it. It has ignored the GHF's offers for coordination.
You don't have a smoker.
It has refused to condemn the brutal kidnapping and murder of GHF workers by Hamas.
Oh, the big bad wolf. Were you listening to that story? I huff and I puff and I blow the house down. All right, big bad wolf. Oh, you blew my big house down, buddy. Aw. My house, you blew it down. Eli decided to be the big bad wolf and blow my house down. Yeah, you're strong enough. You're big. No, I think you're too strong enough to blow houses down. You have to blow a lot lighter so you don't blow our house down by accident.
Why you blow your house down?
This big bad wolf doesn't listen. And I huff and I puff and I blow your house down. Your shrink way. What are you gonna do at your shrink way? Oh, you're not gonna shrink way right now. Yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, your shrink ray's turned on.
I'm turned into Tiny Dada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why am I so tiny now? I'm a tiny one. I'm tiny.
Instead of supporting this effort, the UN has tried to sabotage it. It has ignored the GHF's offers for coordination. It has refused to condemn the brutal kidnapping and murder of GHF workers by Hamas. Even it has threatened NGOs working with the GHF and assisting civilians in Gaza. The UN is putting politics over humanitarian work.
I'm tiny. That's a shrink ray.
Many in the UN are actively spreading disinformation promoted by Hamas-controlled sources, defaming the GHF's work and providing cover for further attacks. This is our campaign, an organized, orchestrated campaign of defamation has now reached the point of absurdity. Some actors have even promoted the insane conspiracy that GHF aid contains drugs. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. The UN should stop standing in the way. I urge the Secretary General and all UN officials, if you care about the people of Gaza, stop with this campaign of defamation and the obstruction and help them help the people of Gaza. Thank you.
First, a follow-up. You mentioned about the Gaza Humanitarian Fund and the disinformation. Is the killing of civilians by IDF misinformation, and isn't this the whole Gaza Humanitarian Fund a political campaign? And secondly, your finance minister Smotrich said, and I quote, "This war means Gaza war." must end only in victory. No agreements, no partners, no mediators. Only
Yeah,
a
he's the
decisive
finance
blow, the
winner. He
destruction of
doesn't get
Hamas and the return of
to decide
hostage
everything.
from the
He's
position
got the
of
final
power.
decision.
Is that the official position of the Israeli government? Thank you.
First, regarding the GHF, so yes, there is a campaign spreading lies, and whenever we get those reports, we check them, and that's what Hamas is trying to do, preventing people from getting to those places. Unfortunately, the UN is doing the same, and I would expect the UN to look at the facts. So when we get reports, we check them,
I'm
and
setting
we
it up for me. You're not.
make
You're
sure
not
that
touched
those
yet.
areas will be safe for
I know,
civilians
but
to
I
come.
gotta get
There
them all
are
out.
other forces who are trying to do the opposite. Regarding your question about the government, whenever we had an agreement
Hang
on
on,
the
do not
table,
touch my
we
medicine
accepted
yet.
it.
I'm not ready to take it.
The government of Israel accepted already few ceasefire agreements, and now there is negotiations. And I believe that if it will come to the point of a vote in the government, there will be a majority to accept
You
a
gotta shrink it
ceasefire.
down.
So yes, you have different voices. We are a democracy, but at the end of the day, the government votes. And so far, whenever the prime minister brought a proposal for a ceasefire to the government, he got the majority and it was approved.
So are there deaths close to the Gaza Humanitarian Fund position?
Excuse me?
Are there civilian deaths there?
Well, unfortunately.
All right, Bobby. Ready to help? One at a time. Oh, you want a drink? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
This blue one. Uh-oh. There. It's, there's a pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's another one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but he likes helping me take my medicine. It's nice. It's cute. All right.
There were a few incidents, but I can tell you one thing for sure: the numbers that were reported by Hamas were not true, were not correct. They were lies. They tried to create the impression that it's not safe and people should not go there,
Yeah.
instead of actually.
And Hamas is the one that's killing the civilians on the way.
Celia Tavaren, Africa Confidential. Is that true what we read in the newspaper, that your government gave order to kill the people from Gaza who were trying to get food? Is that true or not true?
Absolutely not true. On the contrary, we're taking efforts in order to guarantee the security of the perimeter and push Hamas away from those areas. Hamas is trying to make those areas not safe for people to come in. Our interest is that this initiative will work. Hamas' interest is exactly the opposite. They
want to shut it down. They want people to be scared and starve themselves.
Yes, please.
All right, I gotta take my sublingual good medicine, so I can't talk for 15 minutes when I do this.
A 13-year-old boy. Did Israel ever put a citizen on trial and sentence him to what he deserved to be sentenced for?
So the answer is yes. You know, Israel sentenced people who breached the law. There are multiple. I can.
15-minute timer.
So you had the incident in, I think, the village of Dora, that you have people who committed a horrible crime, and now they are in jail for many, many years. I gave you an answer. But today I will speak in the council about the terror attacks in Judea and Samaria, where a family drove to the hospital for when the baby was about to come to life, and the mother was killed with the baby. And it happened only a few weeks ago. So we hope that we will be able to fight those terrorists, and not only them, but also those who are sending the money for them to purchase those weapons. And I'm talking about Iran. One last question, please.
Jennifer Levine, press service. Why would Israeli soldiers lie about being ordered to shoot civilians going to the fighting?
They are not lying. On the contrary, our soldiers work according to international law. We're doing everything we can to minimize civilian casualties. Hamas, they are doing exactly the opposite. They want to see more civilians dead. We have exactly the opposite goal. Thank you very much.
The Republic of Kazakhstan, which gained independence from the former Soviet Empire in 1991, is the world's largest landlocked country. Officially, Kazakhstan has freedom of religion, and that's what they want to present to the outside world. However, the country is ruled by a very controlling and oppressive government. State restrictions on religious communities are likely to increase with the new religion law amendments, and that will make it even more difficult for Christians. The Orthodox Church is perceived as the religion of the Russians, but face little or no persecution, while the evangelical churches, especially the active ones, those who spread the gospel, are constantly being watched, harassed, and infiltrated.
It's very difficult for the churches because the police put their people into the churches and act like believers. Then they start to trump up charges against the church, false charges. They say there are things going on that aren't actually taking place, and they bring persecution against the church.
Pastor David and his wife Tamara, not their real names, have pastored for almost 10 years in Kazakhstan. Due to the dangers and threats they are facing in the country, we have hidden their identities and altered their voices. David says one of the ways the evangelical church is being harassed is through the many humanitarian ministries that have been started in the country by Christians, like helping the homeless or those addicted to drugs and alcohol. Many of those have come to the centers and have been set free from their addictions and have become followers of Christ and productive citizens. Kazakhstan is a nation plagued with social problems.
Yeah, it's very difficult for those pastors who have rehab centers. The police have people in the rehab centers. They plant drugs and then close them down very quickly. The government doesn't like what they call the Protestant church. They don't like people coming to the Lord. But what they sometimes don't realize is that people become honest and their hearts become tender. They become kinder people, and they could become more useful to the government. They also believe this religion is from America and that the people are becoming American.
Pastor David travels to many villages to preach the gospel and is constantly watched and followed. He's become used to this kind of scrutiny. Many of his fellow pastors and believers have been arrested and put in prison for their Christian work.
There are many that we know, and even before this current persecution began, they had already served jail time and have gone through this.
The threat to the evangelical church is not only from an oppressive government who view them as dangerous, but also from militant Muslims who are determined to turn Kazakhstan into an Islamic nation. Over half the population is considered Muslim. Several Muslim countries, including Saudi Arabia, have invested huge amounts of money to send Muslim missionaries to Kazakhstan. Hundreds of mosques have been built since the collapse of the former Soviet Union.
These people who have started the persecution on the church, they are trying to prove that the Bible is not true and have created chaos.
While he prays for the church in Kazakhstan, Pastor David expects the militant Muslims to target the evangelical church in the days ahead.
If Islam takes over more and more, there will be more and more believers sitting in jails.
The threats and harassment does take its toll on the believers.
You come to the church and have a wonderful presence of God, And then, all of a sudden, the police come and surround the building and kick everyone out of it.
Some people are very scared. Some people are standing strong in their faith, realizing this is a time when they can't be doubting in what they believe. The church as a whole is right at the moment just trying to continue on the way they were and just asking God what they should do for the future.
We teach what it says in the Bible, and that Jesus says, I was persecuted, and you'll be persecuted. I was beaten, and you'll be beaten. And the people know there will be suffering for Jesus.
Even now, despite the persecution, there's people who are still hungry, who want the truth. They've been seeking for something, and they've not found it. And many of them realize they find it when they come to Christ.
David and Tamara have children, and they could easily go to the safety of another country. But they choose to stay.
We could raise our kids someplace else, but for now, this is where God wants us to be. And our children have a deep understanding that these are people who seriously need the Lord, and we need to reach out to them.
A lot of them are given the same mission.
So did Muhammad claim that he's the Messiah?
Muhammad, no.
So he never claimed he was a Messiah?
No.
But he's the most vocal voice in human history.
I disagree. Jesus is.
No. He's the most vocal voice in history that claimed that a Messiah will return.
No, he's not.
Who else?
What? Are you kidding me? Jesus.
No. After Jesus,
Paul.
Muhammad is the most vocal voice who said Jesus will return in the end times.
I disagree.
No other human voice.
Paul.
Not like Muhammad He's given extensive prophecy.
I don't look. Okay. Let me even grant you that that's the case. We're still not. You're still. Wait. Hold on. We're arguing over the identity of God.
Right. Identity.
Yes. So the identity of God is the Father,
right,
according to the prophets.
So you're now limited God to one identity.
No, I'm talking about what the prophet said.
Okay. So in our description, we have his identity as Abd, and I agree.
As what?
Abd, which is a master-slave relationship. You've got as a father-son relationship.
Yes.
That's a relationship. It doesn't mean God is a dad.
So you're saying that God is your master. I'm saying that God is my father.
Right.
We don't believe in the same God.
I have a father at home. No, he's saying because you said God is transcendental.
Is Jesus and Moses and all of them wrong?
Same God that created.
Yeah. Are they wrong when they say that God is our father?
I'm not going to get into if they're wrong or right.
You have to.
No. We're not going to get into that.
Why not?
We're not going to get into.
You have to.
We're going to.
Look. Let me tell you why. Because you're saying that I should become a Muslim. So you're telling me that I should not consider what the prophet said, and I should go to what Muhammad said instead of what the prophet said.
No, I'm saying that in the Quran we have a relationship of a slave and a master. Yeah?
So the prophets are wrong.
My father is also my father. I serve my father at home.
Yes.
But he's also, to a certain degree, my master.
I agree.
My dad tells me.
So the prophets are wrong.
My father is also my father. I serve my father at home.
Yes.
But he's also, to a certain degree, my master.
I agree.
My dad tells me.
Yes.
Gives me a slap.
What my children do? What do
in the Quran we have a relationship of a slave and a master.
Dragon. He's calling dragon. You have to run away from the dragon. Jump.
So the prophets are wrong.
My father is also my father. I serve my father at home.
Yes.
But he's also, to a certain degree, my master.
I
Like,
agree.
when my dad tells me,
Yes.
give me a slap, bro. I'll be like,
Yes, a son can be a servant to his parent, right? But he's not merely a servant to his parent. Okay. So, but right in Islam, wait,
what
pause.
you do
In
is
Islam,
you make God into an actual man.
I didn't do any of that. See, look,
Are we arguing over relationship?
let me finish. Here's the difference. The identity. Allah says that the only thing that you could come to him as is a servant, right? 1993, chapter 19, verse 93. So you can be a servant of Allah. You cannot come to him as a son, right?
Literal son.
Any son.
No. Because you're saying God is literally a man.
I never said that. So don't do that.
Christian theology.
No, in Christian theology, God is not literally a man who had sex with a woman and gave birth to Jesus. We don't believe that.
Okay, but you do believe God is eternally begetting a son.
Yes.
Right.
So that has nothing to do with sexual intercourse.
So what we have is God eternally is transcendent.
Transcendent what?
That's it. God's reality.
No, that you have to say what that means. Transcendent what?
I'm not going to go into theology.
No, oh my God. Look, if you want me to become a Muslim, you got to break this stuff down.
But the Muslim is you have to accept the prophet as the last prophet.
But look, I understand. If you want me,
if you
want me to accept Muhammad as a prophet and the Quran as the word of God, the final prophet, you gotta tell me why.
So let's examine the relationship of a father and son.
Can you have a father-son relationship with Allah at all?
So, okay, if you have what's the difference between a father and son relationship and a master and a slave relationship?
Very good. Jesus says this in John chapter 8. He says that the slave does not remain in the house forever, but the son remains in the house forever. And if the son sets you free, you're free indeed. So there's a different relationship when it comes to slave and master versus son and father. Okay?
But a slave,
a son is an heir. Like you're the heir of your father.
Now we're getting into lineage of the Messiah.
Not necessarily lineage, but relationship and the identity of who the God is.
When sons of God, none of the children of Israel actually conceived this idea that God was literally a father.
I understand. This is my question. As a Muslim, can you have a father-son relationship with Allah in any sense?
So I have a relationship. So you have a relationship with God as your father.
I do, yes. Can I have this as a Muslim?
But you won't serve.
No. Can I have a father-son relationship with
Which one is more
Allah?
obedient?
A son.
No, because God is not literally a father.
Okay, so the answer, I got you. So the answer is no. I cannot.
All right, we can talk again. Yay.
You could have a relationship. No, actually,
But not a
Oh, are you Stitch tonight? What is that? Are you the gecko? Or is that a dino? Or like a dragon?
Well, I don't know.
Are you like Pip? The magic, or Puff the Magic Dragon? Sorry. What are you, a dragon or like a dino?
and son relationship with Allah.
What is it from?
As a slave.
Not,
Very good.
not who is it from? Like, is it from a movie? Is it from a book?
Is a servant and a master.
Just like something funny, cool.
When it comes to God,
Yeah.
I can have a
I like it.
and son relationship.
Mm.
We're arguing over theology.
Okay. I gotta go back. So I had a comment on him being a master and a slave. So he's trying to say that being a master and a slave is good. A slave means you have no choice in what you do whatsoever. When you're in a relationship as father and son, the son is loved forever, and cared for forever. A slave can be beaten and can be like dragged along, basically, like into this. It's not even a relationship. It's a full-blown it's a one-way relationship. The slave serves the master does nothing in return for the slave, which it definitely is what Islam is. But as a Christian, we believe it's a two-way relationship, a father and a son relationship, and then our relationship with the son towards us, which brings us in as sons, little s, of God. So yeah, that was my call-in I had at the two-minute mark for that.
What I'm saying is that the theology in Islam. Let me finish. Are we still serving God? Let me finish. What I'm saying is that the theology of Islam does not match the prophets. But you want me to join a religion? Listen. Because the theology does not match Islam, I cannot go with Islam if it contradicts the prophets. But you've got your own theology within your own. No, I just have what the prophet said. We're arguing over No, we're arguing theology. If your theology is not in line with the prophets, look, here's my point. I'm telling you. We're serving. Dude, you're not listening.
I'll give you life back.
We both agreed.
I don't even want to
We both agreed he's gracious. We both agreed God is transcendental and God is gracious. Yes? Now, we both agreed that the God of Abraham is the same source creator of everything, correct? Is the only source of creator who is not Allah. No. Not Allah in Islam. Allah is just
Not Allah. No.
He's a concept of a God that you have in Islam. Concept is something that's not real.
Allah is an Islamic god. They don't say it's the God of Israel. God of Abraham.
So that's what I'm saying. How the prophets describe God, Islam is the opposite. No, because the triune is only works in creation. Triune doesn't work outside creation. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it does.
God is triune before creation exists. It's not.
Exactly. God Logic's got this. I don't know why I'm commenting on it. I just like showing God Logic on stream because he's an awesome debater and respectfully talks with Muslims a lot of the time.
Excuse me, I can't be a Muslim and look, I can't be a Muslim and have the same theology of Jesus. If you look, this is my substance. My substance is what Jesus says. You're not answering. No, I need you to pay attention. My substance is the theology of Jesus. Jesus says that God is our Father. Jesus says that He is God's begotten Son, and so therefore Islam says the opposite. So Islam is false compared to in line of Jesus. So
Yep.
is Jesus right or wrong? We're not talking about who's right or wrong. We are. You want me to become a Muslim? Is Jesus right or wrong? You prefer a relationship of a father and son. Thanks for I gotta end it.
He got nowhere. That guy couldn't even like get past the slave and master portion of Islam, which completely goes against Jesus. Jesus is teaching of father and son, which doesn't exist in Islam. There is no relationship. You are a slave to the master. Yeah, I need to fix this. Oh, no. I wanted to edit. Oops, wrong place. And I'm pretty sure I need to edit this too. Let's edit. Can I edit? Edit video. You okay, Eli? I hear you saying ow back there. Did you hurt yourself? Those dragons. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So I'll be right back. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Alright, I think I managed some power-ups. I got some. Show off the doggo if I can get her over here. If anybody to stay. A total of 7 tokens and 70 hours of promotional time to activate discounts for their community. Must have at least 1 token and 1 hour of promotional time remaining to run a promo. You can customize the duration of your promotion using your available hours. You can use your hours of promo available spread over 7 instances or all into 1 or more longer promotions. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. New Twitch things. Sword. Driven by misery, they seek revolution. By revolution. Hey, what'd you do with my drink? I do need it back. I don't know where it got to. Oh, okay. Thank you. I need to fill it. It's empty. Yeah, you drank it all, you tea stealer. Actually, there's some in there, so. Yeah, you're trying to steal my tea. Trying to steal it all. Well, you stole it. Well, you're stealing my tea. Well, you are stealing it. Don't steal my tea. You little tea thief. He is a tea thief. He is definitely the tea thief. Okay. Okay. Oh, I need to change this. Oops. Oh, thank you, thief. Oh, that's yours. You're not stealing your own. You can have your own. What do you want in there? What are you doing with this juice? It's juice. You can have your own juice. We're doing it, people. We're doing Marvel Rivals. YouTube's good, all right? And I manage those, so we're good there. We'll move that over here. I am going to put the music back on, I think, right? Does that sound good for you guys? Music? Mute aux. Hey, leave Diva alone.
One more step before the ice set. What Vikings? It's an occupational hazard. Now who's with me? Steve?
Eli. Dino. Dino. Eli Dino. Eli Dino. Do not touch me. Do not yoink my brownie. All right. Don't eat my brownie.
Oh, well.
Put it back in the box. It's my brownie. Go check with Mama. It is way too late for you to have be brownieing it up, boy. Hey, get back over here. You know I can't chase you. Do not go upstairs with that brownie, mister.
Give that back. You have to listen. Give that to Dad. You and I are going up to get you a quick bath. And you put these pajamas on my head on.
Put it back in the box. You brownie smasher. How was it, Gabe? It looked good. You give it like a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 10. Did you try putting salt and pepper on it, buddy? Don't throw it out. Give it to me. I'll eat it. Look at this Thor. You ate all the chicken? Mm-hmm.
Cheeseburger macaroni pepper. The beef stroganoff is there. Don't eat the taco. Take a look in there. There's also snacks like there's
I think this bowl tastes yeah. The mashed potatoes are good with gravy. It's chicken gravy, so it's got a nice spice to it. Yeah, Bubby, you need to fill up. It's not that, are you sure? Go do it. You do? I think you just want to be naked. Don't pull on your bippy. Oh, stop. Yeah, eat, finish this. Really good, actually. I'm surprised. Stuff. Chicken bowl. I hear the thunder rolling, rolling down the river. The whole crate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There it is. Cloak and dagger. Planet X pals. I wanted to see Ultron. Gives him a beam.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
Tyrone. I'm fighting a Tyrone.
Charles dreamed of a safe haven for all mutants. At last, I have made it a reality.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Your helmet guards you from psionic abuse. Clever.
I have known many over the years who would wish to control me.
I see.
Probably play a game or two of this and then pass out because, you know,
Quite the contrary.
my meds like knock me out.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hostiles coming in fast. My brother and I are just as different as we could be.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Much better.
Better stop that vehicle.
Render me assistance. Much better.
What? Oh, I had to reload.
Your god is suffering. Rebirth is a mutant's greatest gift.
Need a halfway. Stop. Oh. Don't mess with Amazing Spider-Man.
Mutants always rise again.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Wow, he just like went ham there. Do, 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 do.
Rebirth is a mutant's greatest. Asgardians never shrink from battles or feasts.
Shark.
To battle again. Get in there. Wait in the range of battle. I am barely wounded. Awaken fury and smite. Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
She hurts. Why did I follow her?
The lightning of Asgard returns. Woo! I never miss. Get in there. So they are too many. Slow down. Chaos. I am barely wounded.
Why is it getting so laggy right there? It's weird. Probably because I have that video open. Look at everybody pretty low.
Lightning of Asgard returns. Behold the god of thunder! Slow down.
Watch me soar! It's party time!
Twas but a scratch.
The final 10 seconds!
Just trying to win.
What battle
They
can
hit a checkpoint.
continue without
Now might be a good time to stop them. What's your back?
I am barely wounded. Assemble! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
I hit him, but okay. No.
60 seconds left.
The lightning of Asgard returns.
Don't give
The Amazing Spider-Man!
Right, shift. But ooh, well. Oh well. I wonder how many of them were controller players. Well, yep, he was controller, he was a controller, he was a controller. 4 controllers. Yeah, I think that's why I prefer ranked over. But I'm pretty laggy to be playing them ranked. Actually, I really don't feel like playing at all anymore. I might just call it. Alright, stream. I will catch you maybe tomorrow. It's been fun. We looked at a lot of stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that button, use your Twitch Primes, whatever it is.